So I guess we can all see this statue right here. When you are passing this place now, while we move forward, you'll see something inside here. It's a kola nut. It's a kola nut. Now, the history of this woman can create a seasonal movie. Let me shock you. Women don't hold kola nuts in Benin. It is forbidden. And it happened for a reason. It wasn't like that many centuries ago. When we talk about this is Princess Adesuwa. Sir Victor Wifo was so creative that he had to create this statue here to remind us that it is forbidden for women to hold kola nuts in any gathering, either for their parents, for whoever they are with, or for a public gathering like chiefs. It is forbidden. Adesuwa here, the history behind her happened in 18th century. When we talk about 18th century, we are talking about 1700s, 1720. If you should calculate it now, it's over 300 years. It happened that there's a place in Delta State today now called Ubuluku. Ubuluku in Delta State. Firstly, I would like to remind you guys that the Oba of Benin was a very powerful monarch, and Benin was an empire that covered as far as Lagos State, as far as Ekiti State, as far as Ondo, as far as Akure, as far as Delta State today, because the people of Delta State that are Urobos are also part and parcel of Edo people. So the Benin people, Urobo people, they are brothers, blood, not any other way related. We are related by blood. Now, the Oba of Benin governed from his territory, which is the heart of Benin, up to those extents. There's a place now called Ubuluku in Delta State. There was a king there, I would say a duke, while he was still under the Oba of Benin. His name is Ogiobo. That's what they call him in Benin. It happened that whenever a king is, a title is conferred on a king, in an instance, if any king in the other territory should lost his father, he is to come to Benin to report to the Oba that he lost his father, and the title of his father will be passed down because it is hereditary. Now, it happened that the Obi over there had some rights to perform in Benin. The Oba that was on the throne as at that time was called Oba Akenbuda. I'm talking about around 1720 to 1750 AD. He came to Benin and he met with the Oba. He performed his rites. There are so many rites. You thank the Oba, you twirl your eben. The Ada and eben you people see, they are for ceremonious reasons, ceremonious use. So when he came to Benin, he finished. He had a very good friend in Benin, in this place we call Uzebu now, in the house of, I'm talking about Ezomo. Ezomo Nuzebu was a very good friend to Ogiobo. Ezomo Nuzebu and Ogiobo, they met in the palace of the Oba, and they exchanged their pleasantries as well. Ogiobo told Ezomo that I'll be coming to your house later, which they both agreed, because you cannot start discussing in the presence of the Oba. After which, Ogiobo left, and he came to the house of Ezomo after he finished the rites that he had to perform for the Oba. When he came, Ezomo asked his wife to bring out kola nuts, of which his wife prepared the kola nut and gave it to Adesuwa. Adesuwa brought out the kola nuts and presented it to Ezomo. Ezomo was dumbfounded, if I should use that. He was almost salivating from his mouth, as if he wanted to eat up Adesuwa's skin. This is to tell you she was a queen of beauty. Seeing her here, she was more of a goddess, if I should describe her. Ogiobo fell in love with Adesuwa. And the history has it that Adesuwa was already a betrothed to Oba Akenbuda. You do not drag with the Oba of Benin. That's why we say in Benin, Agwoba Simyogi. Whatever the Oba owns, nobody is allowed to tamper. But Ogiobo fell in love with Adesuwa. He wanted Adesuwa at all costs. And he told Adesuwa's father that he wants Adesuwa, of which Adesuwa refused when Ogiobo approached her. Not too long, Ogiobo looked for a means. He devised a means to make Adesuwa come over to Ubuluku. Adesuwa was a very good market woman at that time. She was selling goats, livestock in general, birds of all kinds. Ogiobo bought few goats. Some might say 14, some might say more. He bought some and he told her that I'm going to pay you back in few market days, of which they both agreed because he was a king already. You know, kings don't make empty promises. But unknowingly to Ezomo himself and Adesuwa that Ogyobo was trying to use this means to lure Adesuwa into another territory, of which he left. All the market days counted. After the market days, Adesuwa could not take it. Although she was beautiful, but her temper was not so cool. Adesuwa told her dad that she was to confront Ogyobo at Ubuluku. The dad told her not to leave the house, of which the mom also told her not to leave. But Adesuwa, being a woman with temperament issues, she left angrily and she went to Ubuluku. On getting to Ubuluku, she had a servant with her, a maid. Of course, she was a princess. When we talk about Ezomo family, they are royal families. She went there with her maid, of which she confronted Ogyobo. "Where is my money?" she asked. Ogyobo, trying to be playful with Adesuwa, started, flirting with her, of which Adesuwa refused and told Ogyobo that "I'm here for my money and my money you will give me." Ogyobo got angry. Adesuwa insulted Ogyobo. She made mention of a word that I haven't been with kings in the town. Talk more of you that is an uncircumcised slave. Of which Ogyobo got angry and he lifted up his sword and he beheaded Adesuwa, took off her head from her shoulder. That was the end of Adesuwa. As fast as her maid could run, she ran back to Benin to report to Ezomo Nuzebu, the father of Adesuwa. On getting to Benin, this sad news, was passed to Ezomo Nuzebu. Ezomo Nuzebu, they are all generals. They are chiefs of Benin and they are warlords. They are war generals. Ezomo Nuzebu was broken, went straight to Oba Akenbuda and told Oba Akenbuda, "Look at what Ogyobo has done. He just unalived my most precious jewel." Oba Akenbuda, who got furious and was curious to know what has caused this, quickly called upon all the war generals and all the military men in Benin to go to Ogyobo and behead Ogyobo. This was to say an expedition was sent to Ubuluku today. I'm calling it Ubuluku. I'm calling it Obo because now it is called Ubuluku, but the Edo people call it Obo. That's what they call it. That's why they say Ogyobo. But today the pronunciation is Ubuluku. They are Benin people and they were once under Benin. Coming back to this story, when so many warriors went to the other side from Benin, Ogyobo was not just an easy man. You should all know that talking about voodoo, which we all call juju today or magic, Ogyobo was one at the top. Ogyobo unalived so many Benin warriors as at that time. They fought and fought, of which he was a king. You know, kings have their own warriors as well. After the war, the Benin soldiers, some retreated. They could not defeat Ogyobo, which was unusual. The Oba of Benin had to send a message down to a place now called Yekorionwo. He sent a message to a man called Emokpa Ogbe. Emokpa Ogbe was his name. And it happened that years before this incident of Adesuwa took place, Ogyobo, as a medicine man, treated Emokpa Ogbe from an unknown ailment, which he got from some of his hunting expedition. Ogyobo he told Emokpa Ogbe, he foresee a vision, a prophecy for Emokpa Ogbe. He told Emokpa Ogbe that you, in nearest years to come, you are going to kill me, but the same fate will come upon you. Of which Emokpa Ogbe told Ogyobo that you saved me from my ailment, I will never kill you. It's never going to happen. Now, coming back to years later, after Adesuwa had been unalived by Ogyobo, the Oba had already sent warriors to that place. They could not unalive him. It was remaining this Emokpa Ogbe that had this prophecy from the same Ogyobo. He was sent to that place to unalive the same Ogyobo. When he got there, he refused at first. He refused. He was invited. The Oba of Benin promised him a lot. So when he got there, he took his warriors and they started fighting. They fought, and at the end of the day, not to prolong the story, this same Emokpa Ogbe unalived the Ogyobo. The prophecy came to pass. But not too long, this same Emokpa Ogbe came back to Benin to report. But on the report, something happened, of which is a mystery, because this is a prophecy. When Imokpa Ogbe got back, he started feeling like a king, of which he knew that the Oba of Benin sent a lot of warriors to a place they could not win. But himself, he won the war. So he started feeling like a king. When the Benin women are going to the market in the other territory, he will, steal their baskets, whatever they are carrying, he will take it by force with his warriors. So the Oba had to devise a means to unalive him. After making a lot of sacrifices and a lot of other ritual things that are supposed to be done, they sent warriors to that other side to meet Imokpa Ogbe. And Imokpa Ogbe, at the end of the day, in order not to be unalived, he drowned himself. In order not to be unalived or captured by the Oba of Benin, he drowned himself, of which he lost his mother during that war. So with that frustration and everything, he drowned himself in a river called Igbagon River. That's Jamison River in English. So that was the end of that Imokpa Ogbe and Ogiobo. The same fate where he killed Ogiobo came upon him again and he died. Now, after the victory was secured by the Benin, the Oba of Benin, Oba Aken Buddha, from 1700s, made a claim, proclaimed a law, and he passed it that no woman will ever hold kola nuts in the history of Benin. It is forbidden till date for a woman to hold kola nuts in any gathering. I hope we all understand just the history about this statue alone, because there's a lot inside we are going to be talking about. So if you learned a thing or two, I just want to give a round of applause to Benin and not me, to the Oba of Benin. Thank you very much. Let's go inside.